Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'd like to take a very close look on Godfall, just recently released on the Xbox Series. And I also like to answer the question why the Xbox Series X version is so much better than the PlayStation 5 version. Godfall was a PlayStation 5 launch title back then, and I bought this game with my PlayStation 5 console. And if you think now it is unfair to compare both versions, PlayStation 5 and the just recently released Xbox Series X version or Xbox Series version, then I don't think so, because all the features, all the technical features what we now have on the Xbox Series version, we could have them easily on the PlayStation 5 as well. But unfortunately, PlayStation 5 version is lacking a lot of technical features. Okay, so let's start with one of the most important features, at least in my opinion, it is one of the most important features, HDR, because the PlayStation 5 version here, there's no native HDR at all. And if you now think, hey, that's not a big problem, I mean, I don't need HDR, or I can actually force HDR to this game, then No, there's no way that you can have the same picture quality with a forced or fake HDR, as I call it, compared to native HDR as in Godfall on the Xbox Series X. And if you don't believe me, just watch this. So let's talk about graphic modes like 30 FPS, 60 FPS, resolution mode, performance mode. And we are starting with the PlayStation 5 version here. And what you can see here at the moment is forced HDR with dynamic tone mapping on. Okay, so that's how it looks like on the PlayStation 5, but I'm very sure you saw my comparison. So this is not very good actually compared to the Xbox Series X version. Anyway, let's talk about graphic modes. We have two graphic modes on the PlayStation 5. One is called Favor Performance and the other one is Favor Resolution. So there is no third graphic mode as on the Xbox Series X. And there's another thing missing on the PlayStation 5 version, which is actually very important to play the Favor Resolution mode with a better experience. The first very big disadvantage on the PlayStation 5 is not the lack of HDR, it is the lack of VRR, verbal refresh rate. And we need to be fair here, this is not the fault from the developer, this is the fault from Sony. We still don't have VRR on the PlayStation 5. We have this feature on the Xbox Series X still since day one actually, and not just on the Xbox Series X, we had it on the Xbox One, Series 1, what was the name actually from the previous console, okay? So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully at some point we are getting VRR on the PlayStation 5 as well, because the resolution mode in Godfall is not or has not a fixed 30 FPS frame rate. It has an unlocked frame rate, and I'm not quite sure if you can see this on your screen, but this is stuttering like hell. And as you can see, we are in the fixed 60 Hz mode. That means everything which has not a frame rate like, let's say 30 FPS or 60 FPS will now stutter, and this is what is happening. So I'm not saying that this mode, the resolution mode on the PlayStation 5, is not playable. It is just much better on the Xbox Series X because of VRR. And no worries at all, I will not bother you with any comparison videos between Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, because the differences are actually, in terms of resolution, in terms of textures, are actually very minor, to be very honest. But we have very big differences in terms of contrast, in terms of the picture overall, because even the SDR version of Godfall on the Xbox Series X looks completely different than the SDR version on PlayStation 5 here. And there's another very big difference. Just have a look on the trees here. There is no movement, and I learned a new word, by the way, swaying. The trees are not swaying at all. I hope this is fine. I hope this is right English. They not sway, okay? The trees are not swaying here. Is it swaying? This doesn't sound right. Okay, so let's move on to the Xbox Series X version in native HDR, and right now displayed in Dolby Vision. But keep in mind, there is no native Dolby Vision support as far as I know. I understand that some people claiming that there is native Dolby Vision support, but I couldn't find anything in the web, not on the official website. They are just talking about support Dolby Vision, and I don't know how many games on the Xbox Series are supporting Dolby Vision. That doesn't mean we have native Dolby Vision support, okay? But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but right now I'm stating there's no native Dolby Vision support. Anyway, this right now is the 120 Hertz mode. Yes, you heard right, because we have actually 3 graphic options on the Xbox Series X. We have the 120 Hertz mode, we have favor performance, and we have favor resolution. And the good thing is, thanks to verbal refresh rate, and I will just bring up this nice menu here. As you can see right now, we are in the VRR mode, and right now 100 FPS, and this game looks, it plays absolutely fantastic in the 120 FPS mode. It doesn't look good anymore, to be very honest, because everything is very low resolution. But you can see we have up to 118, 120 FPS. And in terms of gameplay, if you like to have a very direct gameplay, or very fast and without any lag and stuff like that, then the 120 FPS mode on the Xbox Series X is actually the way to go. It just feels amazing. But my preferred mode actually is the resolution mode. And here we are back with the resolution mode on the Xbox Series X, and all what I've done, I changed my display frequency actually from 120 to 60 Hertz to show you actually the right information here at the moment. And as you hopefully can see, this game runs around 40 to 60 FPS. It depends, of course, what is the demand on the GPU. And compared to the 120 FPS mode, of course, you can feel there is a little bit of response missing, to be very honest. But I like this mode the best, to be very honest, because graphic wise, this is really the best actually. I mean, we need to agree, or we need to be fair here. This game is maybe not the best game when it comes to graphic and when it comes to gameplay, because it's very repetitive. Is this the right word? It's always the same, okay? Always the same. But I have to admit, I had very much fun actually playing this game, because all what you have to do is actually a little bit pressing buttons, and you don't need to think so much, and this is exactly what I need. Okay, moving on. We have resolution mode, very nice resolution. In my opinion, actually the graphic looks okay. Full stop. It does look okay, and thanks to VRR here, as you can see, this is so great playable. And this is what I'm missing actually on the PlayStation 5. And Sony, I still can't understand it. What is the problem? Just release the bloody firmware update, okay? And I can read already all the comments about me that I'm a big Xbox fanboy. And yes, you're completely right. In terms of Godfall, I'm a complete Xbox fanboy, because this game is just so much better on the Xbox Series X. So don't blame me, blame the developer and blame Sony, okay? Why we don't have VRR, and blame the developer why we don't have certain options like the 120 Hertz mode. That's not my fault, okay? That's really not my fault. I'm just going for what is the best option actually to play this game, if I would like to play this game. And just to make it up to you, there is always one reason why I would go back and play a PlayStation 5 game over the Xbox Series version. And this is because of the controller, because the controller, the PlayStation 5 controller, is so much better even than the Elite controller on the Xbox Series. And this is my honest opinion. I loved this controller a lot. I didn't like, let's say like this, the standard Xbox controller is okay. Then this came and I was just hooked. This is just amazing. And then I got my PlayStation 5 and I thought, wow, what Sony did with the controller is just amazing. There's no way that this one can compete against the PlayStation 5 controller, okay? I hope this make it up to you. I hope I can make it up to you. But in the other terms, in the technical, how should I say, disadvantages on the PlayStation 5, that's really not my fault. I mean, this is what you get when you play this game in fake HDR. It looks like crap. Sorry to say this, but the Xbox Series X version is just much better. If you don't care about HDR and stuff like that, then, I mean, yeah, it's up to you. Go for the PlayStation 5 version if you like the controller better, maybe, yeah? So, that's it for this video, I think. Not much more to say. I mean, this game is not the best game when it comes to gameplay and graphic. I said this already, but it is a lot of fun, to be very honest. And if there's a sale, then go for it. Either the PlayStation 5 version or the Xbox Series X version. It is worth maybe $20, $30, $40, okay? Thank you very much for watching me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.